Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's winter weather update. So, another big, impactful storm is moving across the Pacific Northwest and opening up with the National Weather Service's watches, warnings, and advisories map. We have winter weather advisories in effect for the Wasatch Mountains of Utah, southern Wyoming, southeastern Montana, much of Idaho, northeastern Nevada, much of eastern Oregon, and portions of Washington State in the purples. We have widespread winter storm warnings in southeastern Oregon, southwestern Idaho, the Cascades of Washington, eastern Washington, northern Idaho, much of Montana, northwestern Wyoming, and portions of the Rockies of Colorado. And then we have some avalanche warnings and watches across southeastern Wyoming into central Colorado. And then we have ice storm warnings in effect for northwestern Oregon into southwestern Washington state, including the Portland, Salem, and Vancouver area. So taking a look at our current radar as of 7:35 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have an all-out ice storm ongoing across the Portland-Vancouver area with freezing rain moving across the cities over the last 2 hours. We're seeing some freezing rain in Salem as well, and then up towards Veronia and Longview and St. Helens. And this freezing rain is going to continue for at least the next hour in the Portland and Vancouver area, with snow spreading into the Cascades just to the east. So taking a look at our ice storm warning to get an idea of how much ice we might be seeing in the Portland area, looking at this ice storm warning remains in effect until 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time Wednesday. Significant icing expected. Total ice accumulations around 3/4 of an inch, except around 1/2 inch below 2,000 feet. So this is going to be a major ice storm causing tree damage, power line damage, and widespread power outages in the Vancouver, Portland area. So make sure you're really preparing for this damaging ice storm if you live in the Portland area. And looking at Salem, you're looking at about 3/4 of an inch of ice as well. And then moving up towards southwestern Washington state, you're also looking at about snow accumulations up to 3 inches, 7 inches above 2,500 feet, and ice accumulations up to an inch. So this is really going to cause tree damage and power line damage across southwestern Washington state. So make sure you're really preparing for that. Now, taking a look at the HRRR model, the 0Z run, the timeout, the ice storm, and the winter storm, as of 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time this evening, we got ongoing freezing rain across northwest Oregon, southwestern Washington, and this freezing rain is going to continue through portions of the overnight. Might see a break around 11 to 12 p.m. tonight. However, we're going to see another round of freezing rain as we go into about 1 a.m. all the way through the morning, especially in the Portland, Vancouver area, and snow spreading across much of the Pacific Northwest through tomorrow morning, going into about 7 and 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Widespread snow across Montana, into Idaho, Washington, Oregon, into Wyoming, northern Utah, and Nevada. And then this snow is going to really pick up as we go into tomorrow afternoon in the Cascades eastward. However, thankfully, we're going to see a transition over to rain in the Portland, Vancouver area and all of western Oregon and Washington as we go into tomorrow. So the ice will melt. And then eventually, as we go through tomorrow evening, the rain will subside west of the Cascades. But east of the Cascades, heavy snow will continue all the way through Thursday morning before another system moves across the Pacific Northwest Thursday. Now, taking a look at ice accretion, I just showed you the official forecast, but the model itself is showing 1/3 of an inch in the Portland, Vancouver area, and also between 1/4 and 1/3 of an inch in Salem, with many areas in southwest Washington, northwest Oregon getting between 1/4 and 1/2 an inch of ice accretion from this storm. And then some isolated icing at the base of the Cascades as well. Could be seen between 1/4 and 3/4 of an inch of ice accretion across these areas. So make sure you're preparing for dangerous icing if you live across these areas through tomorrow. And then looking at snowfall accumulations in the HRRR model. Across the Cascades, we're expecting a good 1 to 5 feet of snow. And then east of the Cascades in the lower elevations, looking at about 2 to 6 inches in Washington State and Oregon. In the mountainous areas of eastern Oregon, much of Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, the Wasatch Mountains of Utah, southeastern Idaho, looking at a good 1 to 3 feet of snow, with isolated locations seeing up to 5 feet. And then portions of Montana east of the mountains are going to be seeing a good 6 inches to a foot of snow. So another impactful winter storm in a relentless siege of storms across the Pacific Northwest. So thanks for watching this evening's update on our Pacific Northwest storm. Make sure you're really preparing and staying safe from the ice if you live across Northwest Oregon and Southwestern Washington. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.